I would not like to spend too much of your time reducing the break, so I'm going to speed up and I'm going to change my presentation. I'm not going to use the slides because I do have like 3 videos in there, and at present we do have like some issues with that. And first of all, Ms. Brautlach, please join me. Please join me. Join me, please. Give her an additional applause, because I think that you can do better. You can do better. I guess her heartbeat must have been the same as climbing up the stairs up here in a very speeded way. So you really did brilliant. Thank you for that. And now I would like to switch over to having, let's say, a classical conversation. Maybe you can help me. I do have some slides, and I guess all of you do have your mobiles, all your link to the Wi-Fi. So just use the QR code on that slide, and then you will know what I'm talking about. And I'm not going to use the slides. Imagine I would have some slides covering on a project which is called MyScore. MyScore is financed by our national ministry, and this is a project we started like 3 years before with the DAAD. Why? Because the DAAD said, okay, we're offering so many brilliant things for upcoming students and for researchers, but we're way too analog. We would like to have more things done in a digital way. And so we said, okay, why not create an open source software for you so that people can join in wherever they are, as long as they have virtual reality being accessed. That's it. And that's what I would like to show you, or what I'd like to explain to you right now. So from this day, this is, let's say, the official launch, that we are offering you a virtual reality open source software and 11 open educational resource scenarios, free of charge, and in addition, a server that is stored in our universities that you can access. The only thing you need is having a Wi-Fi with 5 megabits up and download, which is an old telecom line, and either a VR headset, or in case you don't have that, or you don't want to have that, your Windows computer. So you can download from this site that you can access with the QR code the Windows software. Sorry to say, for those who are using Apple, we're not running on that system, and we don't have the technique to do so, but in the near future we have a WebGL version, so that will make you accessible for for these systems as well. So what is the basic idea about that? The basic idea is having virtual mobility for students and for lecturers. Why? Because sorry to say, what we're doing right now in here is not sustainable at all. We go places by using the train, by using the airplane, just to go here, which is nice to do, but on a regular basis, we shouldn't do that, because if we would like to reach Sustainable Development Goals by 2030, no way to do so. And with that, we have an issue to bring people into Germany from places. Assume they're in Africa, in Australia, New Zealand, places, and they don't have the money to come in, maybe especially to RWTH Aachen, to get a high-quality education. At least that's what we think, what we are giving them. And so the idea is, why not make them join in from the place where they are? As soon as they have access to the Wi-Fi, which in other countries than Germany is way better than in Germany. And the issue about having virtual reality headsets, okay, it's a cost of around about 400 to 500 euro, which is not that much, but okay, it might be an issue. So the idea is, I'm a civil engineer. I'm teaching hydrology, and assume, for example, I would like to ask a colleague from mine situated in New Zealand or in China, oh, just come over on Monday, 9:30, and give a talk of like 90 minutes for my students, because you're an expert in this and that. And he or she would say, are you kind of kidding? I'm not going to go there. It takes me a lot of time to travel there. It's going to take a lot of money to go into Aachen, and my CO2 footprint will be way too high. But if I can tell him, okay, just join in by using your headset, and what we are going to do, for example, is that we're going to virtualize this room. Each and every one of you could just use your Windows PC, move into the software, using an avatar, being in this place. You could move around like I'm doing right now. We could talk to each other like we are doing, and if we're standing near to each other, we can hear each other very well. if we, for example, would like to say, okay, let's go out and discuss something privately, we could do that in virtual reality. All these things that you never ever can do with video conferencing systems like Zoom. Me as a lecturer, I really hate the situation of COVID for the last 2 years, because I was sitting in front of pitch dark monitor sessions with names like Darth Vader or Mickey Mouse or something like that, not seeing who's behind, not knowing who is hearing, okay? And if I would like to discuss something privately, I had to go into breakout sessions. That's not needed if we are going to do it in virtual reality, because we are there in 3D. We have a 360-degree audio system with that. Again, the only thing is you need to have access to the Wi-Fi, and you need to use the software, which is open source, and the scenarios. And when we started 3 years ago, we guaranteed DAAD that by the end of a project we will have the software up and running, and not only engineers will be capable to do so, but we also tested this with courses of studies in medicine, in mechanics, in physics, in biology, even with lawyers. Why? For example, I may say that because I'm a civil engineer. Each and every project in Germany, at least larger ones, they end up at court. And that means that civil engineers, they are standing in front of a lawyer. The civil engineer is trying to explain to the lawyer what happened, and the lawyer does not understand what these engineers are talking about. And on the other side, if the lawyers start talking to us, we don't understand them because their thinking is totally different from ours. So what does it have to do with virtual reality? What we said is, wouldn't it be a good idea to join up civil engineers and upcoming lawyers? We don't have them in Aachen, but there are some of them in Hamburg. So we said, okay, let's team up, let's have virtual reality sessions with our software. And we had teams of like 2 students in Hamburg, lawyer side, and 2 students in Aachen. And they had to set up a normal task, no rocket science at all. They had to extend an existing retention basin near to the airport, from the perspective of engineers and also from the perspective of the lawyers. That took them like 20 hours. They were giving a grant for the final exam, so those who would like to do so were given bonus points for the final exam, otherwise they wouldn't do that. And for 20 hours they worked together, and then they had to deliver what they found out in a commission in virtual reality. So they went into a role-play scenario using an avatar anonymously, me being there with my individual avatar, looking like me, talking like me, acting like me, and we had a feedback with that. That would not have been possible in real world because it would have taken us money to send people to Hamburg or to Aachen. It would have taken more time. It would be made more costly. So with that, we tried out to use it. And all of the courses of study, they liked the idea of having avatars beside these lawyers. They said, no, we would like to use Zoom. And we asked, why? And they gave a very brilliant answer, because they said, at present you don't have facial recognition in your software. Okay, they move like I do and they look like I am, but there's no facial expression. And the lawyer said, if I'm going to discuss with you, I would like to see directly how you react. And that's only possible if I see your face and if I have facial recognition. And that's something we're not going to offer right now. At the moment, we're working on that. That is going to come in the next version. But with that, having said that, I think we fulfilled the promise to the DAAD that by the end of this year, which is going to be the end of the financing program from DAAD side, to offer this software. And I would like to encourage you to go to this website, which you do have access from this QR code right now. Test it. If you like it, tell people about it. If you don't like it, be quiet. If you like it, join up with us and ask us about maybe additional scenarios that you would like to see, because the most common question that we're having at present is, I do see this scenario over there, but I would like to have it a bit different. But that's only related to, let's say, 3D scenarios that we're constructing. And we are free to, would like to encourage you and maybe give you a helping hand. And maybe if you would like to get more about that, advertising is going to start right now. by 1500 I can give a talk, hopefully with video, and then I can show you a VR representation of RWTH Aachen, which is used for the internationalization strategy. And that is done on the same software, and the DAAD in January is going to offer you some workshops of how to use this software to make internationalization work for your individual software. So having said that, I hope I'm within time. Thanks for attending, and maybe feel free to ask some questions. Thank you.